I've got a mini sermon for you. Are you more focused on circumstances or your soul? Now, the story of Joseph is an intriguing story. Joseph had 10 brothers older than him who hated him, so much so that they sold him into slavery. All of his dignity, his rights, his privileges, his ability to make his own decisions, all of that was taken away in an instant. Now, what Joseph did, and did correctly, was instead of focusing on the bad, horrible circumstances of slavery, he said, I'm going to focus on my soul and things of God. And so he worked hard and climbed all the way to the number one position in Potiphar's house. Of course, anytime you do enough good, evil is going to come along. So Potiphar's wife wants to sleep with Joseph, and Joseph says no. So she lies to him, and Joseph gets thrown in prison again. Now at that point, what would you do? Would you just give up? Would you quit? Would you sulk? Would you stay in the corner? Would you be depressed for the rest of your life because you've been locked up after you had escaped slavery? But instead of looking at circumstances, Joseph looked at his soul and said, you know what? I'm going to do my best while I'm in here. Now, as you read the text in Genesis, you will find that Joseph, one passage in particular, in about 39 or 40, chapters 39 and 40, Joseph, it was stated that God was with Joseph. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you've been sold into slavery and you've been lied about, and you get angry, resentful, bitter, vengeance-minded, if you let your heart become hard, the text of your life is never going to say, and God was with you. But the reason God was with Joseph was because even in this next downward cycle of bad events, instead of looking at circumstances, he looked at his soul and said, you know what? I want to have a soft heart. And this can be seen because not long after this, when the cupbearer and the baker are thrown into prison with him, it says that he cared for them, and he actually walked up and asked them about their emotional well-being. Now, if somebody asked you about your emotional well-being in prison, how would you respond to them? You'd say, are you an idiot? I'm in prison. I'm locked up for things I didn't do. I'm suffering for the sake of righteousness. But instead of looking at the circumstances around him, Joseph held on to hope because he was thinking about the unseen things of God. If you want to have success in your life, success in your spirit, instead of focusing on the circumstances, you need to focus on your soul and what the Bible clearly tells you about your soul.